Let me say it one more time. Hey! I'm done calling. Calling on Jesus. Ain't no I'm done calling. Calling on Jesus. Yeah. Ain't no I'm done calling. Calling on Jesus. Yeah. He's my doctor. Lawyer. My friend. My teacher. He's everything that I need. He's everything that I need. When I need a friend. When I need a friend. He was right there to the end. He was right there to the end. All I had to do was call on the Lord. I told him I need it. I just can't make it without the dealer. I just can't make it without your power. When I need a doctor, when I need a doctor, I say doctor, Jesus, doctor, Jesus, doctor, Jesus, doctor, Jesus. Can I tell you about him? Can I tell you about him? How I know he's a doctor. Can I tell you how I know the man at the pool been laying there so many years? He told him, all you got to do, pick up your bed and walk down to the lady with the issue of blood. She heard that Jesus was passing through the crowd one day. What she did, she went while he was in and touched the hem of the garment, and he was made whole. That's all. I'm out of here. When I say I'm out of here, when I tell her, can I call her? Hey, girls, can y'all come on? Y'all come on here. Everything oh how I love him. Oh how I love him. Oh how I love him. I love to call him. I love to call him. I love to call him. I love everybody clap. Give me that old school revival.
Hey everybody, hope I'm not on mute. I'm not on mute. Good. All right, because every time I start the show, I always be on mute and I'll be like, oh my God. But anyway, hey everybody, and welcome to the Quartet Corner. As you guys see, I am in a different area. Some things, life happens, and I'm like, whatever, we still gonna go on with the show. And I am so excited about tonight. Hey everybody that's in the comments. If you can do me a favor, like and share this live because man, I'm telling you, tonight is going to be a very interesting and awesome show. I have okay, before we get into talking about who's going to be here tonight, I really want you guys to know how much I really appreciate you all for supporting the Boss Awards, purchasing tickets, giving me words of encouragement. Like this is so freaking cool. When I tell you I'm very excited. This is the inaugural year, and but I am going to say I do solicit all of you guys' prayers because. Yeah, I do. I solicit your prayers because it's such a heavy weight and a great responsibility, and I just don't want to drop the ball. But I just thank God for just entrusting me to do what He's calling me to do. So, in saying that, the Boss Awards will be in East St. Louis, November 26th, the fourth Sunday of this month at 5 p.m. Sharply. There will be a red carpet. It's a lot going to be going on, man. When I'm telling you, we're going to pay homage to the past, the present, and the future of Quartet in the St. Louis metropolitan area, right? So I am excited. So if you guys see me looking down, y'all have to understand. Like I said, I'm not in my home, so it's like I have to do things differently today. But we're going to get through it, right? So I'm excited. So I'm not going to take up too much time. Do me a favor, please, 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 please share this live. Hey, TT Cheryl. Hey, TT Terry. Like them, like Terry. That's my Chicago auntie, and then TT Cheryl Dardell. That's my Atlanta auntie. So yeah, I just got aunties and uncles all across the country, and I love all of them the same. So okay, that's enough of that. So tonight. As you guys know, I don't know if you guys have ever followed me, but as you guys know, I do have a Quartet Legend T-shirt line, right? And today I knew that I was going to be interviewing one of the most prominent names in Chicago. He's a young man, but he has such a prominent name in Chicago. And when you think of Chicago Quartet, this young man usually name pop up somewhere, right? It's somewhere in the conversation. We've known him from the Victory Travelers. We also known him from having his own radio and podcast, which is an awesome. I've been on there before. When I tell you, like, one thing that drawn me to this young man is the such energy that he brings to the stage, right? Like I think before I saw Turner with Turner with what's his name? Oh God. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Y'all know who I'm talking about when I say Turner. I'm just having a whole brain for it. But before I saw him, I saw LiL Harry. And LiL Harry was the one that brought so much freaking energy to the stage where it was like you was drawn by his excitement, you was drawn by like his charisma, you was drawn by the singing, you was drawn by the say the moving across the stage. Like, what in the world? And I'm telling you, I really do love this guy. And we argue back and forth all the time. So even though y'all hear me saying this stuff, we always be arguing back and forth every time we see each other. But I have nothing but love for him. So I want you all to celebrate on the Quartet Corner tonight, Mr. Harry himself. Where you at? Harry, I'm not gonna play with you tonight.
Boss lady, what's happening, boss lady?
What's up, boo? What's up? You know what? When you know a person, you can introduce them like that. Like, hey, yeah, it's all
Yeah,
good.
thank you for the introduction. It made me feel good.
But you know what? But Harry, hold on now, Harry. We
Oh, here
have
we
to we
go.
have to admit, no. I like to give people their roses while they can smell them. I
So
like to
do I.
give
Yeah.
people, you know what I'm saying. And one thing I can say is that, and I don't like saying little Harry, but that's what everybody know you as.
I
But
know.
one thing I can say about Harry is that you leave it on the stage. And I love that about you. Like every time, don't stop. Let me get through with this. Let me
I
get
ain't
through with
said
this
nothing.
interview.
I ain't
Okay,
said
one
nothing.
thing I can say, I don't care where I've seen you minister at,
Mhm,
whether I saw you at the gala,
mhm.
Chicago, I don't, or at the Ecclesia. You leave it on the stage. And I love that about you. Like, man, you never, well, me personally, I can only speak for me. I've never seen you like shortchange the audience or the worshipers or however or the followers, however way we want to put it. I've never seen you shortchange people, and it's like you just give it your all, and that's one thing I
Appreciate it.
can honestly say I love about Harry. So
Thank you.
yeah, welcome
God
to the
be the
Quartet
glory.
Corner.
I'm on here. I can't believe I'm on here. It's unbelievable. Thank you, boss lady, for having
Why
me.
you say that?
Thank you,
Why you
boss
say that,
lady.
Harry?
I'm excited. I'm excited to be on the Quartet Corner finally. You've had everybody else, and I'm just elated to be on here. I thank you for even
Y'all,
having me.
y'all are really starting to make me feel bad. Like,
No, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. And no, seriously, I'm thankful that you having me aboard, having me a part tonight. It's really good to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I
you're
appreciate
welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
that.
Go,
All right.
go
So
for it.
where we at? Where we
We
at?
got a lot to talk about tonight.
Okay. I got a lot
We
of answers
do.
for you. I got a lot of answers for you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, and I don't even honestly don't know where to start, but I always kind of start here. What draw you or what caused you to start singing quartet and who was or what was the first group that you ever sung with?
What started me quartet, I was a minister of music at my church when I was 4 years old, and there was a quartet that used to come to my church all the time. I can't think of the name of them right now. The Max
Hmm.
Swings. It was a group in Chicago. They were not really quartet, but they were quartet, and so they were called the Max Swings. And I would always hear them, and always wanted to sing that kind of style because at that moment, even at an early age, I knew how to, uh, you know, decipher the different genres of music and decipher uh, old school quartet, I mean, old school gospel and the new school gospel. So that I kind of picked up the quartet. I love quartet from the beginning because I'm a churchy quartet. People don't understand quartet is really nothing but churchy music.
Yeah.
It's a genre. We can say it's a genre by itself, but quartet is really nothing but churchy music. So I came from that kind of upbringing, churchy, hardcore churchy music, and so I started going to a church in Chicago. I started attending. A service that they had every week. It was a quartet service that they had every week, and it was at the Preston Baptist Church in Chicago, 72. What was it? 72 something. I can't think of it. 7205 South Hall Street. That's what it was.
Okay.
7205 South Hall Street, and it was a lot of quartets used to come. And so what it was, just a little brief history. It was a restaurant and a church combined together. And so you can walk out the door and go straight into the restaurant. And so, that we would eat there. People get out of their services or whatever, eat, and then we go right next door through the door and have service. And so we'd be there until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. And so my mama would let me stay, and then I was just loving it. So I actually started playing for a group called the Gospel Confidence here in Chicago. Some older guys that I really, 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 really was loving. I loved to be with them. And then their sons and myself started a group called the Gospel Trumpets. And then we were just young guys. We were young guys, and from then on, about the age of 11, I want to say, Deacon Burden from the Victory Travelers, the late Deacon Burden, my godfather from the Victory Travelers, he came to me and was like, hey, you need to be with the Victory Travelers. And I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to leave my group." He's like, no, you need to be with the Victory Travelers. So from the age of 11 until now, well, I'll say from till last year, um, yeah, I was with the Victory Travelers. I would say that was 29 years. I was with the Victory Travelers 28, 29 years. So yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I
So
would have never, man, that's a long time.
long time.
So
long
you
time.
started with the Victory Travelers when you were 11 years old
Ten,
until.
about 10, 10-ish, 10-ish, 11, somewhere in the area. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yep. I started playing with the Victory Travelers. I started playing, and then I went from playing to singing in the background, and then singing lead in the background, and then Deacon Burton in the later years. Started like, hey, want to back out a little bit and let you guys, young guys. He's always been a person that loved young guys, and so
Yeah.
he was, just that type of person. So I was actually the youngest in the Victory Travelers. All the rest of them was the singles was like 70 and up, but
Yeah.
I've always loved being around seasoned people. I've always
Yeah.
loved being around. I don't like to call older people old people. I love being around seasoned people because I learned a lot from them. And I think that's why I kind of got like a little seasoned soul in me. But that's something that's different.
You know what? Let me tell you, it's funny that you say that you like first started out on the instruments and then you was
Mhm.
kind of promoted up to like the lead singer. I had interviewed Alan Pringle
Mhm.
about a month or so ago,
He was
and
just here last week. We actually sung together.
really,
Yeah, yeah. One of
see,
them guys.
see, see. But you know what? Alan said the same thing that he first started off on the drums. And
Hmm.
he really didn't have any intentions of being a lead singer. But
Hmm.
it seemed like almost every great lead singer kind of stood in the background for a long time, like they studied and got a chance to, what I'm saying, to kind of see what was going on and see, and what I hate to use the word craft, but that's what my daddy used, study the craft. And before they was able to take the lead microphone, because I think a lot of times people come into a group and they just want to go straight for them, for the lead, and
Yeah,
then they really haven't been
yeah,
taught
yeah.
etiquette or what I'm saying, or know how to.
What the seasoned guys in Quartet say, they don't pay dues. You got
They
you
don't
got to pay
pay
dues.
no dues. And it's funny because a lot of guys that are great lead singers right now, they
Yeah.
really started off in the
Mhm.
background for a long
Mhm.
time. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny you say that
Yes,
because I did.
it was a long time before I didn't stay on the keyboard long playing with the Video Travelers, but it was a little while before I started leading. I got from one song, and then we would do the drive, and I would help do work the drive, but it wasn't, it's a lot of history with that. I actually enjoyed my time with the Victor Travelers, and I've played with other different, been on the road with other different artists. Learning, I'm a learner. I love to watch. I love to learn, and I take other stuff that I've learned and put it with what I do, and it's just God's just giving me the ability to learn and just sit up under other people like Spencer Taylor and my
Hmm.
godfather Harvey Watkins Jr. from the Canton Spirituals. Is like, I actually got a chance to really, really sit down and watch, man, like the king of quartet, Mr. Joe, the late Mr. Joe Lagan, actually did a tour with him and got a chance to even um take when I say take care of him, I'm talking about like go around and make sure he was cool. Because I was that was what I wanted to do. I was just like, oh my goodness, man. I just was like loving it. Hey, go over there, get this, go over there, get that. I want that, get that. I was just like in heaven, with the mighty clouds of
Wow.
joys because they were what us young guys call pros. And they,
Yeah.
paved the way. And Mr. Gilligan just taught me so much. Mr. Doc McKenzie, I was on the road with. He's a father figure of mine. He taught me, and I've always said to people, I said, man, when I went on the road with Doc McKenzie turned my whole way of thinking musically around.
Okay.
Um, Doc McKenzie was rehearsing me in the group every single day. It was like a job.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll probably leave out Friday or whatever. But man, on that tour, it was like, man, he showed me how to be on the road. When I say I'm talking about how to, you know, carry yourself, how to
Hmm.
be, on the road, talking to people, approaching people, and just being approachable, and it's just, man, Daryl and all of, I mean, it's just been, so I just been blessed to be on the road with a lot of different people, and it just does my heart good. Yeah, was that it? That's that.
But you
That's
know
that.
what? It's crazy because while you was talking, of course, I was
Mm,
listening to everything that you were saying, and it was I've never seen you like this
yeah,
in this type of manner. As far as when you was talking about you and Deacon Burton,
yeah,
how he just took you under his wings and
yeah,
you was with them for a very long time, and it
yeah.
almost reminded me of the story about Eli and Samuel.
Hmm. Hmm.
It reminds me that when Samuel got to a certain age, Hannah had allowed him to go live with
Hmm.
Eli, and Eli had taught him, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, why do they remind me so much of, you guys, like your story, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that is so awesome because
Yeah.
um, what's wrong with
No, no,
you?
I'm just thinking, I got a chance to actually, I've always said, and I don't want to start crying. I've always said that if I ever had a chance, I will always try my best to do whatever needs to be done for Deacon Burton because he has opened up God has allowed him to open up so many doors for the group, but me,
Yeah,
period, he just taught me so much. And a lot of people don't even know we were so close. Man, he had called me before he died. He called me and said, "Hey, you haven't been over here in a couple of days." I said, "Okay, I'm coming." And I messed around and went over there. And the day that I went over there, he passed away in my arms.
oh wow,
And so that's how that type of bond that we had. Uh, he never tried to, even when I was on the road with different artists or whatever. He always, now when I was younger, he didn't play that. But then the older I got, he would let me experience the road, and even with Tim, being on the road with Tim Rogers and the fellas, it was like, man, he just allowed me. He could have been like, "No, you with the 50 Travelers, you don't need to go."
right,
It wasn't that. He allowed me to be on the road with different people, and he was over the quartets for the Chicago, one of the biggest festivals in the world, Chicago Gospel Fest. And when he stepped down, he passed the torch on to me. And it was just like, even with the Chicago Quartet Convention, he had me like working. It was just like, so I've
yeah,
always said I owed him a lot, man. I owe him a lot. And God just let our paths cross. He was just, I don't call him my godfather. I call him my father because he was a father figure to me. He would
yeah.
the bus, they would pull up at my school, pick me up. I'm talking about the group bus. Will pick me up from school. I get on the bus. We go wherever we need to go. Saturday and
uh,
Sunday. Sunday night, we on our way, and he made sure, hey, I'm washed up, cleaned up, and showered and everything. And he even made sure my homework was done, and they would drop me off at school.
oh
you know.
wow.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been so much, man. They didn't left me before when I first got with the group, and my mama told, "No, you can't be with this group. Let's go." Yeah, so it's just
Man, we could like stay there and
what,
talk about that for a
yeah,
long time
yeah.
because
But I just thank God for just letting our paths cross. I just thank
yeah.
God for our paths crossing. But yeah, okay, go ahead. Okay, all right, all right.
I think it was very necessary
Yeah,
for him to be in your life because
yeah.
probably not you wouldn't be where you're at right now.
Thank God.
Yeah, and I think that is a testimony to especially the new quartetters that's
Hmm.
coming up that
Hmm.
feel sometimes like the old way or just how sometimes we don't want the older people to tell us anything or the
No.
seasoned people to
Yeah.
direct us because we have our own way.
We have to
I think
serve. It's serving. It's a serving moment because you
yeah,
got to realize you'll be in that same place if you
yeah,
stay in with it. You'll be in the same place, and you will want somebody to always remember you. Always, I try my best with I say with the seasoned guys. With the season 50 travelers, I served them hand and feet. I'm telling them when we went on the road, I made sure that we all made sure, but my main focus was to make sure that they were all good. We didn't. I wanted to make sure when Digging Burton, he had his stroke or whatever. I
yeah,
mean, I waited on him hand and feet because I owed him that. I owe him that. That's what I owed him
right,
because he took care of us and all of us. We just made sure that
yeah,
those older guys, he on here too. We made sure that they were taken care of because we already knew that we will once be here. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Once be in that same place. So yeah, that's for the younger people. I just wanted to throw that nugget out there. Serve. It's
yeah,
a serving moment. It's a serving moment. And God blesses you even in the midst of you serving. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Jesus was a servant. So if he
right,
was a servant,
absolutely.
what make you think that you're not supposed to serve? Come on. You know. But yeah, anyway, okay, all right, okay. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
my God. Hey,
Okay.
everybody that is in the comments, do me a favor,
Yeah.
share
Yeah.
this live. This is an
Yeah.
awesome conversation. Hey,
Yeah.
Sherrod.
He's on here.
Everybody that's in the,
Miss
yeah.
Terry is on.
Everybody's on, all the
Yeah.
Chicago crew.
Yeah.
Man, listen, this is a really, really awesome conversation.
Yeah.
Now, like you said, last year was your ending of the chapter for you for the Victory Travelers.
Hmm.
But now let's talk about your new endeavors. Like,
Hmm.
man, have you been out here kicking butt? Like,
No, I don't see.
there's no. Like, just listen. Like, just
Okay.
take it in.
All
Take it
right. Okay.
in.
Okay.
Harry,
All right.
Harry, you really have been kicking butt. You just came back from Tokyo, Japan,
Hmm.
where 60 souls were saved.
My Lord.
That confessed. Man, listen, that is an awesome testimony that 60 souls in a country, I'm saying, such as Japan, I'm saying, that would receive Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. So I have been watching some of the videos. Like I
Yeah,
tell people, you never know who's watching.
that's right.
Uh, I know a lot of times people are like, this is my life, I'm doing whatever I want to do. But you never know how your life affects other people and how your testimony can really keep somebody going just one more day.
Hmm.
And just to watch some of the videos from you, like teaching them the American songs, gospel
Hmm.
songs,
Yeah.
and just, what I'm saying, just see you go forth in ministry. Man, you're
Hmm.
going to have to tell us how was that experience? Because how many days was you over there for?
Well, I was supposed to have been over there for 2.5 weeks. Um, so I was over there for 2 weeks, um,
Okay.
and actually came back home. People in Japan are so amazing. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually went to I went to Osaka, Japan, and I went to Tokyo, Japan, and I went over there some years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, and I did a workshop. It was very much different than this time. This time was more like I believe God has sent me over there to open my eyes, and I believe God has sent me over there for a mission, which He did send me over there for a mission, and I know what my mission was to go over there. And I just thank God because man, it was just amazing. I got a chance to do some things that man, I had fun. I enjoyed myself. I work a lot. And
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get a chance to, like, when I say enjoy, I enjoy being a servant. I enjoy being a minstrel. I enjoy being. I maybe had maybe like 2 days off to sightsee, but when I
Mm-hmm.
say they took good care they took good care of myself. Like they took good care of me from like, man, feeding, I don't, it's certain things that I eat now. I've, cut back on a lot of carbs and sugar and stuff like that because you want to preserve your life and live. And I want to be able to sing and, do God's work in good health. And
Yeah.
so a lot of us don't look at that, But in Japan, man, it was amazing. Oh my goodness, it
Hmm.
was so amazing. I got to the airport. Well, when I got to the airport, they was waiting with the sign, and it was like, oh man, people waiting to pick us up, and I actually did the first week seminar that we did. I was blessed to do it with the guy. He's a songwriter. He wrote. I don't know if you heard the song. I got a testimony. As I look back over my life and I think
Hmm.
things over. Well, he was the. We were in the seminar together, and
Okay.
it was amazing. It was amazing. My uh, uh, Miss Cassandra Peak, she's over there, and she was like, "Yeah, I want you all to come over." So we did that, and then the second week, it was so much happened in them 2 weeks, man. It was just like amazing. It was just so much happened in them 2 weeks. But the second week, I went by myself and got on a what they call a bullet train, and a bullet train go maybe like 130 miles per
I know
hour.
you lying. I know you lying. No, sir. Me and that bullet, no, sir.
So,
130?
yeah, we're looking at buildings and trees. They just
You go,
they just yeah. I'm just like, okay. I looked at it. I see. I'm just gonna go on here and I'm just going to sleep.
oh my God.
But yeah,
Yeah.
12-hour ride, and God just allowed. It was a 12-hour ride on the
Wow.
plane, and God just allowed me to just sit and just being able to pen songs and take care of stuff for the business and stuff like that. And it was a 2.5 hour ride from Osaka to Tokyo, and
Mhm.
again, they just was waiting on us and for us, me, were waiting on me to arrive. And when I arrived, it was just like open arms. People like they're so friendly. They're so loving, and they're so
Yeah.
like, man, you walking down the street and they just waving. And a lot of people don't understand how our culture of music, how our genre of music, they love our genre of music. And so I was just
Wow.
so excited to just, I was, teaching classes on being the music director, being, they got so many names now, pastor, music director. But I went over to um, do seminars about being a music director, how to teach a choir, and stuff
Mm.
like that. And then what made it so much more interesting was I was brought over there to introduce Quartet to Japan.
Shut up.
So
Oh,
it was like, man, you introduce a quartet to Japan, and then make a long story short, the highlight of the whole mission was 60 people just
wow.
accepting the Lord Jesus as a personal savior. We're
That's
talking
freaking
about a
huge.
country, we're talking about a country that serve not just gods, but they serve idol gods.
Idol guys,
They
right,
serve
right.
different gods. And I wish I would have put it on there. I really, I was kind of, you know, skeptical
I get
about
it.
putting it on them, but
Hmm.
the guy that I was on the train with, when he was the one that had the seminar. Had me come over, and so this was one of the times that he was just wanted to take me around and show me Tokyo, Japan. So this was one of the days that I had free, and he said, so I asked him, make a long story short, I asked him, I said, hey man, when are we going? He said, I'm gonna take you around. So they were praying. So what they'll do, they will put change or cash in some kind of, I don't know what this was they were doing, and when they put the change in it, they were praying to the idol God.
Oh, wow.
And so,
Mm.
I'm very, 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 very sentimental. And so when I say that, I'm just like, man, the years that I went over there years ago, now years, you couldn't call on God's name. You couldn't call on
Right.
God's name. Even now in the schools today, the music schools, they actually have a gospel music school over there. You can
Oh
teach
wow.
the music, but you can't teach
Can't
about
say it.
God.
Oh wow. Can't say the name, huh?
And so I
That's
was just like,
rough.
yeah, I was just like, okay, I mean, and I'm asking God, Lord, what do you have me here for? And he was just showing me. And so we was on the train going to get dinner. And I asked him, the Lord just put it on my spirit. He just put it in my spirit. Said, ask him, what do he want out of this whole thing, like from his choir? And I said,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I said, man, let me ask you a personal question. I said, what do you want out of this? What do you want from this?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I said, what do you want from your choir? He was like, I said, I'm not talking about monetary gifts and stuff like that from you. I said, what do you want? If you had a chance to just say what it is that you would want, what would it be? And he said, I will want my choir members to accept Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I said, okay, wow. And it didn't dawn on me, but I'm like, okay, wow. That last day that I was there, the Holy Spirit had moved all through the seminar,
Mm-hmm.
and people were just coming like, I want to serve the God that you serve.
Oh wow.
I want to
Oh
serve the
wow.
God that you serve. And I said, hey, let's stop. I'm talking about 60 people, boss lady. The Bible says that the angels rejoice over
Over one.
one. So can you
Uh-huh.
imagine the angels rejoicing over 60 people at one time?
At one time. My goodness. That's awesome. Okay, all right, Harry, don't you do that. Man, like, yeah, especially in the time that we're living in, that we in the United States of America, especially in our churches, sometimes we take what we have for granted, that the freedom that we have just to say Jesus and not to be martyred. You know what I'm saying? Or people look at us crazy. Like, to know that someone that's in a foreign land that, well, like you say, worship idol gods, like
I'm talking
to
about
you see
several,
that,
several
yeah,
gods. You hear me? Several gods.
several.
They
That's
just like, hey,
crazy.
I wanna worship the one and only God that you serve. And
That's
again, I'm done with this one. I say
yeah.
they had a meet and greet, and at the meet and greet, one of the guys came to me and was like, "Hey, your God, my God, our God." They were listen when it was like when they accepted Jesus, it was like they were
Mm.
talking better English than I was talking.
Shut up! Really?
I'm not kidding you, boss lady. I'm so serious. I mean, I said, it's funny now, but I'm sitting
Yeah.
there like in amazement, like, and the guy was like, "Hey," he's like, "God spoke to me in the
Mm-hmm.
seminar, in the rehearsal." I said,
Mm-hmm.
"Okay, how do you know?"
Mm-hmm.
He said, it was real soft,
Mm.
soft." So, okay,
Oh
I said, all
wow.
right. And people were just
Oh.
coming and just saying how they were just felt so good. And they said, and one lady said, I know it was your God because I felt him. I felt him. It's
Mm.
our God now. He's our God, the one and
Mm.
only true God. And I'm saying, and it's not just, I just, man, okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm done. All right, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man, this is so this is good though. Hold on. So while you get a hold to yourself, I'm gonna show a little
Man,
small video. I think it's only like 30 seconds long of you
okay.
teaching some of the Japanese how was it were they Japanese? Would we say Japanese? Did we say
Yeah,
that?
we can say they speak Japanese. Yeah,
Okay.
we can say that. Yeah.
Japanese, okay.
Mhm.
Some music, some American gospel music. So I'm about to play that right quick. Let me see if I can do it.
Sound good. Sound good. That sounds so good.
Thank
The
you.
tone is good. I mean, wow.
Oh my
Just
God.
be careful. You have to know what your section is doing. So if it's ah, everybody should do ah. Everybody should do. Wow.
谢谢。
that's that's like awesome.
Yeah,
Like just the son
that
of
was
quartet.
mm, that was so I was teaching a seminar at
Uh-huh.
one place, and so there are several choirs there that sing gospel music. There are several. I'm talking about over 30 choirs. I know there's one guy, he said he teaches 20 different choirs, 20 different choirs. And my aunt, which is over there, she was teaching, I think, 10 different choirs at one time.
Mm.
And so they love gospel music. It's it's kind of us that don't appreciate what we have.
Mm.
But to go to
Mm.
another country and know that they appreciate our, I call it, we John, they appreciate our genre of music. And
Yeah.
we don't even understand what we have. We don't understand. Some of us understand, but we don't understand. And like I said to this particular choir that I was teaching at that moment on that video, they sound amazing. I'm talking about I gave them their part like maybe once or twice, and that was it.
Mm.
And they
Oh wow.
understood what was going on. You know, they like
Mm-hmm.
understood. And so that particular choir that I was teaching, we had the seminar, which was, that was the first seminar that we did that first week. Oh, and sorry about that. Sorry. And at that time, the people that had me there, there was a lady that has her own choir, and she was like, "Hey, I want a personal seminar. I want a personal experience with him teaching my choir." And so
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna be done. I had did one of the class, and when I was done with the class, a lady, I had an interpreter everywhere I went, and so one of the ladies that was on the staff or the staff that brought me, she come rushing in there. Hey, you got to get out of here. You know, basically what she was saying. You know, in Japanese though. You know, and she was
Mm-hmm.
talking fast. Da da da. Da. So my interpreter was like, "Okay, we got to go." So I'm thinking like, "Oh boy, I done got down here, and these people trying to come."
Well, okay.
So they rush me, they rush it, putting me in the car and stuff. And the lady driving my driver, I had a driver, then I had a driver, she was every bit of like 75 years old.
She
And
probably was
she,
100 for real.
she was driving super, super fast. I'm talking about super fast. And when I got there, it was some people of God. It was a choir of maybe like 20 people just waiting. And when I walked in, they just started
Oh
round of applause.
wow.
And so the lady was like, I just, in her language, which I don't know what the language was, but in her language, she was saying that she just wanted to have a personal, basically a personal. She asked it for me to hear her choir and let me know what do I think and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I just told her, I said, "Ma'am, what is it I can do for your choir? There's nothing. Y'all sound amazing." And
Mm-hmm.
so I just taught them in songs and we went over, but it was amazing. Okay, enough of that. Okay, enough of that.
Man, you know what? I'm just loving to hear
Yeah.
one of our own to
Yeah.
go across the seas, go across the country,
And
and to do what
introduce
you love
Quartet.
and introduce Quartet. We don't,
Yeah.
and you know what? We really don't appreciate what we have. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? And
Yeah.
man, to know that people look from afar off and they admire us.
Mm,
You know, they admire the
yeah.
culture, they admire the singing. You know what I'm saying? Just like I forgot what is the name of that group that sings that's from I don't know if they Chinese or Japanese, but they sing all the quartet songs and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I forgot the name
I
of
can't
it.
think of the name of them, but one of the guys, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, one of the guys was there, and he actually have a group. They're not called the Blind Boys, but
Mm-hmm.
they are I won't say repertoire, but um they enjoy the Blind Boys so much. They have their own record. They have, oh my goodness, this is one quartet
Really?
that's over there. Yeah, it's one quartet that's over there. One quartet that's over there. And man, yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing.
Hmm.
Then when I was just like, okay, I'm ready to go home. My mission.
My job is
No,
done.
really. Yeah, my
Yeah.
mission I feel was done at that moment, at that time.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just like, okay, let's go, you know. Then when I got to the airport, I was just like, I ain't ready to go home. But I was
Oh
just like,
God.
I
Yeah.
wasn't ready to go home. I just was like, and it was just at the airport, they was just sitting there crying. I'm sitting there like, "Ooh, okay, I don't want to go. Wait, don't wait.
Just being so extra. Oh Lord, everybody boo-hooing.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah,
good
yeah.
Lord.
But yeah,
That's
it was great.
awesome.
It was
Yeah,
great. It was
I'm
great.
like I'm gonna be honest with you. I believe that you made so many of us so godly proud of you. Not only
Thank God.
Chicago, but all of us in the quartet, in the
Mhm.
gospel,
Thank you,
across
Lord.
the just across the lines. Because
Thank you,
sometimes
Lord.
we be like, oh, just quartet. No,
Mhm.
because I know you go outside of quartet. You do choir, you do all
Mhm.
of it, and we're so godly proud of you that you
Thank
represented
you.
us very well. And
Thank you.
that's awesome. That is so,
Thank you.
so awesome. That's so awesome.
Thank you.
So, all right, enough of that.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Harry, you
Yes,
got a new
ma'am.
group out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir. I got a phone call. Listen,
Well, like
I
Deacon
got a
Birdie
phone
saying,
call.
the Stu Pigeon told me.
I
That's
got a
what the
phone
seasoned people
call.
say. Stu Pigeon told me you got
Yes, sir. And
Yeah.
they call me FaceTime and say, Boss lady, hey, you seen that video of LiL Harry? I said, no, I haven't seen the video. What you talking about?
That's scary
Man,
there.
well, let me tell you, they was like, I don't want to use the word, but you know the N word. Satan, he raped that house. He dumped that house. And I was like, what? Like, let me go find this video. And I said, yeah. Because at first, I'm going to be honest with you, Harry, I was a little concerned
Okay.
because you had all female background singers and you've always had a lot of men
Balance.
behind you. Hey, my sissy poo. You always had a lot of men behind you, like just pushing you. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it was like whatever you did, they matched the energy. And I was like, because I study quartet now, I was like, I wonder, are they going to be able to keep up with Harry? That was my first question. Like, are they going to be able to keep up with him? And I think you girls, I think they hanging in there now. I think
Yeah.
they're hanging in there.
I
So
love
what's
them.
the name of the group though? And tell me a little bit more about the group.
Promise Keepers. So I think it was June 11th.
Mm-hmm.
We actually got it. I was going to different people, man. People. God had me just He had me in a holding pattern. I was
Yeah.
just like, man, I don't. We always say we don't want to move. We don't want to move too fast. We don't want to move out
Right.
of God's timing, and God's timing is the best timing.
Right.
You don't want to move out of God's timing, and so uh, God just had me praying and praying, and you know, and I was just like, when the seasons is up,
Yeah.
you seasons next season, and that's for everybody. Everybody have
Yeah.
different seasons, and so, I was just like, okay, Lord, what do you have me to do in this season of my life right now? Like, Lord, what is it you got? And God was not saying anything to me,
Wow.
and I've always said, what do you do when you are praying and God is not responding? What do you do when God is praying and you're not responding? What do you do? And my thing, I've always been, just keep praying,
Yeah.
because sooner or later He's gonna respond. But we always want it on our timing, but our
Right.
timing is not God's timing. And
Yeah.
so God just had me in this holding pattern, and I'm just like, okay, I'm emceeing concerts. Okay, I want to sing, Lord. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I want to sing. And it's like, you singing at your church. That's good enough. Until
Yeah.
I say, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, make a long story short, uh, God just was leading me to like three ladies one is my niece, not by blood but by relation. She's my niece,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and the other her Shamika, her husband sings with Refocus. And
Mm-hmm.
then there's another Shamika. Her name is Shamika too. So I got two Shamikas in there, Shamika Atkins and then
Mm-hmm.
Shamika Anderson. And so she's a sister, like my sister, so close. And then you got Shahari Rouse. So I told Shahari, I was like, Shahari, man, I think I want to do, I want. She's like, whatever you do, I want to be included. I said, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I ended up pulling my sister-in-law, my god brother's wife, Ernisha, where she works with me here at the church that I'm here at, the Ministry of Music of the Church. And she said, hey, whatever it is that you're doing, I want to be a part. And I said, okay, all right, God, here we go.
Because you know what? Hold on there, Harry. Do you know how many conversations me and you have had in the past where I was like, hey, when you gonna start back singing? Like, boss lady, don't start with me. I was like, but when you gonna start back singing? Like, it was
Pray,
almost an everyday conversation.
Pringle from the group you just said.
Mm-hmm.
What group? I got so much on my mind right now. The Legends. Uh,
Uh-huh.
Lead singer for the Legends, my brother
Alan.
Pringle, Allen,
Uh-huh.
yeah, Allen Pringle. He says, Saturday, he said, hey man, I want to find out what's going on with you because I ain't heard nothing from you. I said, ain't nothing going on. We cool, He looked at me like this. I said, we cool, everything is okay. I'm yet still alive.
I'm still here, Doc. I'm still here.
Yeah, I'm still here, Yeah, but I love him. God had put that in my spirit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was just like, nah, I ain't. No, no ladies, but nah, I'm used to singing with guys.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I said, you want to do this or you want me to do this? I said, okay, Lord,
Mm.
whatever your plan is for me, and it's a prayer that we don't like to pray, but Lord, let your will be
Your
done.
will. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they got
Mm.
my back and I got theirs. And I mean, I love them so much. I love them. And I'm not even talking about the singing wise. I love them.
Yeah.
I
Your
love them
family.
out. Yes. It's like
Right.
it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And it's like no links broken. Like if I go here, they know where I'm going. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I let them sing. We had a concert a couple of Mondays ago, about Monday before last. And I was just like, I was hoarse because I had a lot going on the weekend before we had Song Friday. I just had a lot going on. And I was like, you know what? The spirit was like, let them sing. I was like, okay, y'all sing.
Hmm.
And I'm sitting there like in tears, like,
Oh wow. That's good though, because everybody can't do that. Nah, you know.
but I love the Promise
Baby,
Keepers.
listen.
I love the Promise
Yeah.
Keepers. I love them. I love them. I love them. I knew from the time that God had opened that door, and I knew from the time that God had spoke, because I had asked God to reveal to me what it is that He wanted me to do. And anybody that know me know I'm not a early riser.
Yeah.
But He woke
Oh
me up
no.
at He woke me up at 6:30 in the morning and told me, yeah, he told me what to do.
And
So
Promise Keepers is not a typical quartet name, so it does stand out.
He gave it to me.
Yeah.
He gave it to me 2 months 2 months before all of this had even transpired.
Hmm.
And I was just like, man, okay, God, you working. You
Okay.
working, Lord.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad to see you back. I don't think you went
Back.
anywhere. I think you, yeah, I don't think that's a good word, but I think you took your hiatus that you needed. And let's be honest, many of many other groups or singers that's out here need to take a hiatus. They need
Hmm.
to go back and hear God again. Go
Hmm.
back. and restore relationship with God again.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest, and people don't like when you say stuff like that because they feel like you're being judgmental. No, we're not being judgmental, but even some of our pastors that's
Mm,
burnt out and been going through that's emotionally just drawn out. Like
mm,
COVID did a lot to the church, and to say that you can't sit back and just listen to God and just take that rest that you need,
yeah.
like I think what you did was wise and very obedient because sometimes we just try to keep going and we just be
Mm-hmm.
bleeding on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? It's
And
like we know
spirits are
we
real.
hurt.
Spirits are
Yeah.
real. People don't
Mhm.
understand. Spirits are real. You have to take that time. I'm a person. I love work. I love work. I love being out of town. I love being in
Mhm.
church. I love being in the studio. I love being in
Yeah.
rehearsal. I love doing God's work. I love it. But you have to take that time to sit down and listen to what God wants you to hear.
Mhm.
You have to take that time, and I just thank God that, man, he just it wasn't a sit down as a getting sick sit down and listen to me. It was okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to the
Yeah.
next season. But before you go to the next season,
Let me
let me
prepare you.
prepare you
That's
for
it.
this next season, because you can pray
Absolutely.
all day long, Lord, take me to the next season. And then if you're not
Mhm.
prepared to go to the next season, then you're dropping back down to, or you're going to cancel yourself out,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
God is just so awesome how he do things. You never think about how he do things, man. He just do things, and I just be like, it's
Yeah.
nay and yay and amen.
You know
Yay and
what?
amen.
And I don't know if we've ever had this conversation before, Harry. Look, my nephew upstairs running up the stairs. So I don't know if y'all can hear it. I am so sorry.
Just a tad
But
bit.
just a sad bit because I'm like, good Lord. Um, I remember when I was going through my season
Yeah.
of just I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what it was. I'm gonna tell you it was three people that was very vital in my life
Mm,
that I know that God sent in my life. Like you say,
mm.
God sent those girls to your life, and get
Uh,
what I'm saying, and you guys are our family. I know it was three people. Man, when I tell you, I was going through so much. I was in a horrible divorce. We was
uh,
fighting over property. It was just I was going through so much. And every day, I promise you, Big Country, that a lot of you might see on my page sometimes, Lady Lynn, that you guys
mm,
know that's a radio announcer, and Harry will call
mm,
me every day.
mm, yeah.
Boss, you out the bed? Boss, did you go get something to eat? It's 3 o'clock. Why is you still in bed? You know what I'm saying? And I thank God for Harry. Like Harry all the way in Chicago. I'm in East St. Louis. Harry, you would call me all the time and you would check up on me because you knew I was just in a really I don't want to say strange, but it was
Yeah.
just it was just a different chapter in my life. And
Mhm.
and that's why I was like, Harry, I love you so much. And you'd be like, you don't love me. I was like, no. But
sometimes sometimes we are writing pages in chapters,
yeah.
and sometimes we're on that last page, but we're
Hmm.
study trying to write in on
It
that
ain't no
page, and
room.
it's no more room on that page. It's time for
That's
you to
it.
move to the next
Next.
chapter. But
Yeah.
us being human, we want to stay on that same chapter, and God be speaking to say,
It's
hey,
comfortable.
there's a new chapter that's a better chapter that you can write abroad, but
Right.
you still trying to write this whole chapter. You still trying to rewrite stuff in this whole chapter. And God's like, hey man, I got bigger and better things that you can see. I got bigger and better chapters. And so that chapter in some chapters in our lives, it's just time to move to the next chapter.
Next time.
I
Yeah.
always I always say this. We always pray, Lord, take me to the next level. Take me to higher heights.
Hmm.
Take me, And if you notice, a plane, it don't do this and stay like this.
Right.
It does this. And when it
Hmm.
goes, it goes up. Sometimes the turbulence be a little rough, and so sometimes the plane have to go up above the
Look.
turbulence. But
Mm-hmm.
you got to remember that snakes can't survive in high altitudes.
Mm.
And once we get that understanding, those enemies that you have, those problems that you have, the snakes could be the problems, the enemies. They can be so much, they have to fall. But you got to
Right.
realize, too, boss lady, you got to realize this. There's going to be other snakes, other problems, other situations that comes in that next season or in that next altitude of your life. So the ones that
Mm-hmm.
was there, they fall off. God says, okay, hey, I didn't equip you enough with these. So now that they fall off, I equip you enough so you'll know how to deal with the next that's coming.
Right.
And so it's just
Right.
the next. Everybody have next in their lives. Everybody have
Mm-hmm.
next. And if you don't have a next, then you need to go back and you need to pray. You need to go in that closet. What's that closet there? He said, come on in the room. You need to go in that room and you need to
Mm-hmm.
talk to God and say, okay, show me my next. I always tell God, and I'm done talking. I always tell God, I say, God, give me the spiritual glasses that I can see at least a step ahead of where I'm at, of where you got
Mm-hmm.
me going. I just want to see, give me a glimpse of where you got me going so I can keep on going. You
Right.
know, I can
Yeah.
keep on going. And so,
Yeah. Man. Man, this has been so good. This has been a
yeah,
very good conversation.
yeah, yeah,
It's been a good
yeah,
conversation. And
yeah,
very spiritual,
yeah.
because a lot of times, people log in and they just want to hear quartet.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah.
if it's not, if we don't get back to our roots, what I'm saying,
Hmm.
we have to bring the integrity back, like make let people know that it's really not about us dumping a house.
No, it's
It's
not.
really not about
And I
who.
hate when people say that to me. I
Oh
hate when people,
God!
it burns my grease. It
Do
burns me up.
it!
I hate when people say that to me.
Oh,
I hate
I'm
when people say it.
sorry.
No, I'm not. No, but I hate when people say it like that. It's not
Yeah,
about that,
it
you
shouldn't
know.
be at all.
And
Right.
you be thinking that people, they be talking about people shouting, but people are literally in their seats crying. That's how I'm in the
Yeah.
audience. I could be listening to people, but that's how I shout. I have tears in my eyes.
Oh wow.
I hate when people dump in the house. What, dump in the house? What do you mean dump in the house?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man,
It's just a terminology.
I hate it. I hate it. I wish we get
Oh
rid of
my
it.
God.
I
Yeah.
hate it. Hate
I
it.
don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
No, it's
But
gonna go. It's gonna go.
okay, we got
It's gonna
okay, we're
go.
gonna
No, I'm
claim it.
telling you.
Okay.
I'm telling you, it's gonna go.
Yeah.
Ever since I've come from Japan,
Hmm.
not saying I've been on it, but ever since I've come from Japan, I've had ever since God has called me to ministry, February 16th, I never forget it, riding in my
Hmm.
car, and I told God, okay, I haven't been running, but I just want to be sure, God, is this
Yeah.
what you want?
Yeah.
Because this ain't for the weak.
Yeah. It's not.
This ain't for the weak. And ever since God has called me, He's called me to ministry in song, and He's called me to ministry in ministry. When I say ministry, preaching or whatever, And I haven't talked about it because, me and my pastor, he's guided me and, giving me the tutelage
That's
and
good.
everything.
That's
But,
good.
as right now, God is calling me to music ministry and to minister even in song, you know what I'm saying? And so it's
Yeah.
like, I'm just like, man, when I went to Japan, I was just like, listen, my whole outlook on life is so totally different.
That's good. That's good.
It's just like, okay.
Hmm.
And it's no arrogance. It's none of that. And I just wish that people would just experience what I've experienced. I mean, I've been overseas before. Thank God. But it was just like when God sent me over there for that mission, it was like, okay, God, I'm
Hmm.
cool. I got you. And so
Hmm.
my mission is to just, man, just pull people closer. I'm talking about like, and God just like, if 60 came, what do you think about at home? See, but they didn't appreciate God in his own town.
Right. Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I think
so
we
you
all
say,
have experienced
yeah.
that.
So sometimes you just have to go out. You
Yeah.
should go into highways and byways to what they the hedges, you know what I'm saying? You have
Yeah.
to
The
go
head.
out because sometimes what others hear, others say, they need to hear it from somebody else totally different that they might not even know.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
That is
so,
so
yeah,
true. That
yeah.
is so,
All right.
man. Like I feel like we could just talk all night. And people that come on the show, they was like, "What we gonna talk about?" I was like, "I don't know. We just gonna flow." And
Yeah, yeah,
this has been so awesome.
yeah.
Who is that? Hey, Latanja, my friend Latanja. Cheryl Didell, Thelma. Man, a lot of people been on tonight. They really been talking to you, but you've been in your groove, so I haven't been interrupting you.
Okay, go ahead.
But you know what? Hey, Harry, hold on. Do y'all see my shirt? Oh, let me see.
That
Harry,
I have not gotten
wait a
one
minute.
shirt.
Well, Harry, how am I supposed to give it to you? Wait a minute. Hold on now. No, you ain't gonna do that to me now. Listen, this I have a friend that lives in North Carolina, and he
Okay,
has a T-shirt with his face on it, right? Because he has on
okay,
skin, like like the pork skin type of, that's he has a company that does it. And I got
okay.
one of his shirts. So as you know, my Gospel Legend T-shirt. I have a lot of people on my Gospel Legend T-shirts that you can go on Etsy and purchase or whatever.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be honest. This is the shirt that I wear on a regular. And if you go on my live, and let me tell you, I don't know why, but it has become my favorite T-shirt. So I want y'all to see. Now, y'all see this? Hold on. It look like my
I,
screen is crooked.
I like
But
that
if you
T-shirt.
I love this t-shirt. And let me tell you why I love it. Because this is probably the only t-shirt that the graphics that me and you sat up almost all night working on the graphics. Like, I was so sick of Harry. Harry was like, now can you make that a little bit lighter? Can you sit me on my neck? I said, Harry, I'm sick of it. Like, but this has become my favorite T-shirt. So when I knew that I was going to be talking to you tonight, I said, "Baby, please, I'm put on my little hair. I want this T-shirt to work."
Yeah, look what I got on.
And then don't do that. But people have. I'm so sick of it. But people do purchase this T-shirt.
Mm,
Like this
wow.
is between you and Lisa Knowles T-shirt.
I
Like,
love hers.
yeah.
Yeah, hers is like the flower. Is it the
Yeah,
flower?
yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
I love it.
flower behind it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you guys t-shirt like it's probably the best sellers of the Boss Lady t-shirt. And it's like I don't know, like I don't sing like I can sing, like I can get your
Oh.
service going, but like I'm the one that can get your service going. Like I can sing you some congregational songs, baby, go have my seat. But but I love what I do, and I think that's because I stay in my lane and I
Yeah.
know what God has given me and gifted me to do. But this t-shirt right here, this is my favorite. So my friend that's in North Carolina, he'd be going off on me because he said that I never wear his t-shirt. And
You
I
better wear it.
designed his t-shirt.
You
I
better wear it.
designed his t-shirt, but I told him, I was like, this is my favorite t-shirt. I love this t-shirt.
You better wear it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just love it. But Harry, when the next
Yeah.
time you come to St. Louis? Do you know next time you come to St. Louis?
By the group just starting some months ago, we are open for booking engagements. We are open up for booking engagements. We're actually working, ready to start working on the record. And then I have a management team that I put together, a management team
Awesome.
called the Sound of the Soul Music Management.
I
And
saw that.
it's not just managing Promise Keepers or myself, but it's actually managing. I have a group
Is it
of young
exalted?
guys. Yeah, we're managing a group that we formed
Mm.
called Exalted. God had put that in my
Aha.
mind, and there's a couple. There's four. I want to say five guys, but they can sing so good. They're so good, and I just wanted them to have an outlet. And these guys are amazing and incredible. I have to get on them every now and then because that's that uncle. They call me their uncle, at that
Mm.
father figure, and because I want them to be in that moment where I want them to be able to shift to wherever the service might shift to. Where if the service shift spiritually, you should be able to shift right along with the service, And so
Right.
I want to,
Absolutely.
and they're awesome. They're amazing. We're actually working on that record. And the management group, management team is we're just teaching people how to manage their groups, choirs. We
Oh
have
wow.
managers a part of it. We have promoters a part of it. We have secretaries a part of it. We even have support teams. So I'm a person that I like to do, and they get on me all the time. We had a meeting not too long ago, and it's a team of 20. I want to say 23 people, 23 people on the team. And my
Hmm.
mama's on. I just seen my mama here. She's actually on the management team. Oh, I just see my mama
Hi,
anywhere. I don't
Mama.
know. But it's actually a team of I think 23, 24 people. And I'm a person that I love to do everything by myself. When I say everything by myself, I love to do everything myself because I know if I do it, it'll get done.
You're done. Yeah.
Versus me depending on somebody. It's like, okay, did you do this?
Yeah.
Okay, did you call them? Did you call them? And
Yeah.
so it was like we had a meeting, and they was like, okay, here's the thing, you have a management team now. That's no more. You don't do everything on your own. I'm
Your
just sitting there
own.
like,
Right. Right.
okay.
Yeah.
So these
Yeah.
phone calls and stuff, that's not what you do. You get somebody else, and it's not that you're. And and I had to get it, boss lady. I had to get it. I really did. I had to get it, boss lady. It's
Hmm.
not that you're being arrogant. It's not that you're being big headed. It's not that all. It's not that because I used to be so scared of people saying, "Oh man, he didn't change." No, no. It's like some stuff you just can't do.
Right.
It's just some stuff that
Yeah.
it's like, hey, get you some help.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so it's like,
You're right.
someone has like, man, I want you to come and sing in my church. We got such and such. Okay, okay, cool, no problem. Here we go. Call this number here, which is my mom. And he looked
Hmm.
at me like, I was like, no, 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 no. He was like, no, 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 no. He said, I've never heard you say that. He was like, I've never heard. He was like, it's always call me, call me. He's like, no, I've never. He said, that's a good thing because anybody that know me know, boss, I will forget a date. I'll be like, there's something I'm supposed to do today. I was like, I never forget I had 4 or maybe 5 services in one day, and it
One
was
day.
because I'm sitting in church on the organ like. While my pastor preaching, I'm sitting like, Lord, it's something that I'm supposed to do today. And it wasn't no something, it was
Something.
some things that I forgot and didn't
Right.
write it down. I promised the people I'm gonna be there. And now I gotta be there because I done made that
Yeah.
promise. And so my
Yeah.
mama like, listen, you got this, you got that. And I used to be so mad at my mama for always, what do you got today? What do you got today? What do you got today?
Hmm.
So now I got 2 assistants, 1 assistant, and then the other assistant that's assisting her.
Come
So if
on,
she forget,
assistant.
not see, you're doing too much. See, that's why I ain't gonna say no. That's why I ain't gonna say no. No, that's
Come
why I ain't,
on, assistant.
no,
Keep them in line. The
no.
hell
They
they
ain't
be
no,
messing.
and they keeping me in line because they like, that's my
Yeah.
job. What are you doing? You're doing too much. And I was like, okay. All right. Writing
Oh my
checks. I'm like,
God.
all right,
That's
okay, whatever you say.
good.
Yeah.
That's
So
good.
they're
Yeah.
managing the Son of Quartet, and then they're managing the Promise Keepers. I didn't want to be so when I say, you got every quartet saying the or either
Yeah.
they name at the front and then the, I was just like, no, Promise
That does
Keepers.
mean a lot though. That does means a lot. It has a
Yeah.
huge meaning behind that. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
just said promise
definitely.
keepers
Oh,
and
whatever.
exalted, not the exalted, exalted.
Well,
So it's just like,
it's
yeah.
okay.
So yeah, God is opening doors, man.
Mm.
Oh man,
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, he's just opening doors, and
It's
I'm just
good.
so thankful. And just like the numerous of supporting people, man. It's just like,
Yeah.
you know, I just
It's,
never want to let nobody down. You know, I never, first of all, I never want to let God down, but I never want to
right.
let nobody down. I never want nobody, I want to always be reachable. I want to always, once we as singers understand that people support you, if people support you that you don't even know. And if you're reachable, that's all they want. They want you to be touchable. Hey, you bless me today. Hey,
Yeah.
I enjoy your music. Hey, can you take a picture with me? I was in
Hmm.
Walmart the other day. And somebody was like, hey, I'm like, hey, I'm more excited than they was. How you doing? And I know I didn't know him, but you ain't finna be like, I don't know you. Yeah, all right, how you doing? No, I'm like, hey, now who are you? And they like, well,
Yeah.
I came to the concert the other day, and blah, blah. I'm like, oh, come on, man, come on. And they're like, can I take a picture? Why did you ask me to take a picture? Let's go, snap this picture, let's talk. You know, that's how I am.
Hmm.
I just love God's people, man. I love
Yeah.
God's people. I just,
Yeah.
you
That's
know,
awesome. That's awesome. I've been
yeah.
around you and people have asked to take pictures of you. You be looking like, why? Like,
And
I,
honestly, I do.
you
I'll be like,
do.
you know,
Like, okay,
and
whatever.
my mom was like, "Boy, take the picture. They know you." I'm like,
Yeah.
"No, they don't."
Yeah, just keep that humility. Just keep it. Keep that
Yeah,
humility for real, for real. I love it.
I pray to God always. I pray that He keeps me humble, but not just me. He keeps us humble
Yeah.
because, man, listen, you don't ever know. Digger Burton always told me, and I know I'm done talking. All right, that's our third close. Okay. Uh,
It's okay. It's okay.
um, Deacon Burton always told me this. He said, you got to watch how you are in the public as well as you got to watch how you are in the private. He said, because even though you don't know, people are watching you publicly
Hmm.
and privately. You know what I'm saying? You
Absolutely.
even though you're going to your house, you gotta walk to your door and somebody is looking at you walking to your door. So you gotta
Oh,
watch what you
goodness.
say, you gotta watch how you act, you gotta watch how you treat people. And I'm just like, okay, like he said, 1 million people see you, but you only see 1,000 of those people.
Hmm. Yeah.
You don't see all the millions of people, or you know, you can see 1,000 people see you, and you only see 100 of those people, or those 1,000 people. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know who's watching you. And Quartet, I'm telling you, Quartet, I love being the son of Quartet. I love it. You know, I didn't, you know, I wouldn't, you know, I was like son of Quartet, but you know, people was calling and saying, "Oh, son of Quartet." I'm like, oh, okay, okay, yeah, all right. Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
because you know what? Yeah. How long has this shirt been out?
it's been
About 2 years, 3 years?
about 3 years. It's been about 3 years, and I still haven't gotten the shirt. But yeah, it's been about 3 years. I think it was probably around right a little bit before the pandemic hit. But
Harry,
yeah,
when you get to the Boss Awards, because good God Almighty, when you get to the Boss Awards, I will make sure that you have a T-shirt.
okay.
Because I
Let's
don't
talk
want to hear
about
your
something else.
mouth.
Let's talk about something
Yeah,
else. All right,
no. You
we don't
gonna
want to
have your
bore the people.
T-shirt because this the last time you gonna do this to me.
All right,
You
all right,
gonna get a T-shirt, but
all
you know
right.
what? It for my birthday this year,
Mhm.
I gave out a lot. I gave away a lot of your T-shirts. I
Right.
gave away a lot of your T-shirts, a lot of Chubbs and Lisa T-shirts. So people had got gift baskets and a lot, and they love the T-shirts. But I'm gonna make sure you get a T-shirt. But by me mentioning the T-shirt, yeah, because you have the Son of Quartet. Now we ain't got that much time because we've been on here for an hour and 20 minutes, which is
No,
fine.
I
It's
gotta go.
awesome.
No, I'm not gonna keep
Boy,
sitting
you got.
on.
I
These people
ain't
tired of
got
hearing
nothing
me.
to
These people tired of hearing me. They don't want to hear me talking like this.
do. They
Shoot,
still
let's go.
on here. It's okay.
I'm
Where
like,
did
hey,
you get
listen.
the name? But Harry, where did you get this name of Sonic Quartet? Like, who gave you that name, or is that something that God just gave you? That's
I
the
it
last question too.
okay,
Right.
okay. This is last close. This is your third close.
This
Um,
your third close,
yeah,
fourth.
I was out of town, and I can't remember when I just did I just had conversation, quartet conversation with the son of quartet, and
Mm-hmm.
I was mentioning to him that I was out of town, and a couple of ladies had came in and was like, um, "Look, boy, how old is you?" And I said, at that time, I was like young, I was like maybe like 23 or something like that, maybe a little
Okay.
younger, and they was like, "We thought you was older than that from the way you sound." I said, "Nah." I just been around a lot of older, a lot of
Yeah.
seasoned people. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, baby, you the son of Quartet. Uh, okay, that sounds
Oh
good. Let's
wow.
go with that. I like that.
Oh.
But yeah, it was. I'm just glad ain't nobody sued me for being son of Quartet.
Have you got it trademarked? I mean, because it's like,
Nah,
I mean, when I hear Son of Quartet, I do think of you, so you
wow.
should get it trademarked. You
Okay,
should.
I'm not big on stuff like that. I'm not. But
That's what you
okay.
got a team for.
Oh, here we go. Nobody told you to do that. Nobody told you to say that. I should never even said nothing. See, that's what I get for being transparent. That's what I get for being
Harry,
transparent.
get that
Nope.
name trademarked. Get it trademarked.
Okay.
Yes, get it trademarked. You
Okay.
never know. I'm telling you, you got some good things going for you. And
Thank you, Lord.
yeah,
I thank God for that.
absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
thank
And you
God.
want to make sure that all your legal stuff and all your stuff is put together because baby, yeah. I think your future is so bright. And even though me and you we don't talk every day, like I
Mm,
told you before we came on, I say, Harry, I be watching. Like that's my job to do is to watch, you know what I'm saying?
okay.
But yeah, it's awesome. Well,
I just want to make number one. I just want to make God proud, and number two, I just want to make the people proud. Like I want to make God proud, number one, but I want to make people proud, and I want to. I'm on this mission of bringing souls to Christ, man. That's what I'm
come
on.
on now.
I'm so serious about it. And
Yeah.
boss lady, that's what I'm on. Because there's so many souls that out there, And I want to bring even the souls that are already uh with Christ, I want to bring them closer. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right. Uh-huh.
sometimes we often drift away from, our destiny, or sometimes we drift away or we get blindsided about where we need to be. But I mean, I'm just, man, I'll be on here for days. I'll be on here for another hour trying to talk about it. But I just wanna make God proud. I just want him to continue to keep blessing me to be a blessing to everybody else. That's my thing. That's my thing. I'm not thinking about these limelights and all that. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it
You
don't.
don't, you
I'm
don't.
just,
Right.
I'm just I want to tell you something so bad, but it's gonna take a little while. But listen, all I'm saying, when I was in Japan, I'm gonna say this. When I was in Japan, and people that's on here, I know they're gonna be like, man, I'm sick of talking. When I was in Japan, I was in my praying moment. I was in my praying time, boss lady. I promise you, I
Yeah.
was in my praying time, and I didn't tell too many people about it. I told my mom because she'll understand. But I was like, man, I was like, mom, when I was in my praying time, I was in my praying time. We were praying over the building where the event was gonna be.
Hmm.
I'm trying to hurry up. I'm trying to hurry. And so God told me to go downstairs and pray. He said, go downstairs and talk to me. And so I was like, okay, you know, I know God's voice when I hear it. So I go downstairs and I go in one of the rooms. And while I'm praying, I'm just saying, I wasn't asking God for nothing. I was just saying, thank you, Lord. I was just like, want to thank you, Lord. I
Yeah.
just thank you, Lord. And then I just started like, saying, Lord, just bless the event tonight. And he stopped me. Hear me what I'm saying to you. He stopped me, boss lady.
Hmm.
It was nothing but quietness, nothing but silence. And in his voice, I heard him say in my ear, "Thank you." So I'm thinking I'm tweaking. I'm like,
I'm not freaking.
I'm like, no, you know, I ain't got down here in Japan. I know these people ain't putting in them all food or nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there, and he said, "Thank you." And I'm like, Lord, is this you? Because you don't have to, you're not thanking me
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah.
What are you thanking me for?
Hmm.
Boss lady, let me tell you this one thing. And if I would have told somebody this, I know they wouldn't have believed me. So I
Uh-huh.
couldn't tell these people in Japan because shoot, they don't know. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be looking at me
Uh-huh.
like, what? God said, thank you. And I'm like, Lord, what are you saying? He said, I'm gonna explain it to you. He said, thank you for being a willing vessel.
Wow.
Going when I told you to go and you didn't see that it was gonna be the way it ended to be.
Mm-hmm.
Going when you didn't want to go, but you trusted me.
Yeah.
I said, what? Going when you just, it was like, nah, Lord, this ain't it, Lord. They gonna look at me crazy, Lord. This ain't, nah. And instead, I just said, okay, your will is what's best for me. If you're telling me to do it, do it. When I opened my eyes, I was like this, looking at the wall like this. I had opened my
Really?
eyes and I'm at the wall,
Okay.
crying tears because I'm like, he had took me out. And I'm just talking to him. And he talking to me, and he was like, okay.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So even at the
Mm.
close of this conversation, I know this is your show, but at the close of this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
it's like even when you feel like giving up at that moment, even when you feel like you just like want to throw that towel in, like
Mm-hmm.
people just like turning their back on you and lying on you, and even when you feel like you just want to give up, God is right in the midst, watching how you gonna react to your storm because there's only three people that has to do with a storm. There's one person that's at the front of a storm, in the middle of a storm, or coming out of a storm. And God's just saying, how are you gonna react while you're in your storm? How you gonna react? My Lord. All right, I'm done. Done. Yeah. All right. See y'all later. Talk to y'all later. All right. God bless.
All righty.